We're working toward a new Lego city, and you've already seen we've taken all of the modular sets, converted them to mills to get those ready for the city. Now today we're going to focus on some of these superhero sets. Now we've already done Arkham Asylum. We built that recently and we already have that on mills. Same thing with the Avengers Tower. This has already been converted. Our next step, eventually we're going to get to the Ghostbusters set and the X Mansion. But today we're going to focus on the Sanctum Santorum and the Daily Bugle. And we're going to tackle these together because there is something I want to address on each of these sets. There's this gap built in on this side of the Sanctum, and then there's also a similar gap here with the Daily Bugle. What I'd like to do in my city is not have gaps like that as we're building this. So my idea is we're going to place these together like this, and then that gap, hope this looks familiar. This is one of the little Miles Morales sets. We're going to adjust this so it fits right into that gap. So here's how we're going to approach this project. Right now, there are 10 studs of clearance between these two buildings. So number one, we're going to take the Sanctum, convert it to mills, and we're going to adjust the whole building probably one stud to the left. Okay, I think we've got enough room here that that's not going to be a problem. Then number two, we take the Daily Bugle, going to put it on mills as well, and I think we can redo just this part of the building, and probably we'll do this build so it's this tall. So if we take just this and off, build it this tall, and we readjust just this little front part of the building, we'll be able to get one more stud of clearance here. So then the third part then is taking this, which right now is that building is 14 studs wide. I think we can relatively easily take this down to 12, and that'll fit perfectly between those two buildings. So we carefully take the Sanctum Santorum apart, get it down to the base plate, and then transfer that entire floor with all those tiles over onto the mills plate that we've already put together. Key thing then, of course, is we're shifting the building from this perspective forward one stud. So just a few adjustments as we go to make that happen. Now we're able to put the ground floor back onto this new mills plate. Two more small adjustments, adding a nice tile floor on this back room. And then this back wall, there were a couple snot bricks that were on the side of the building, and we took those off here in the front corner because, again, we're going to be building right up next to that when we get to the deli. Okay, step one of our conversion is complete, and you can see we purposely kept this alley blank for now. We'll have to wait till the end and see how much room that deli actually takes up here before we go any further. So now we go to work on the Daily Bugle. And one of the best things about these buildings is how with the modular design, you can take the floors off like this, and it makes it easier to do the design changes we have to. So on this ground floor, we pry off the bottom base plate and start transferring all of the tiles and flooring over to our mills plate. So now the transfer is complete, it's time to make our edits. We're going to take this window on the front left, turn it into a regular wall that is flat so we can build that deli up next to it. And I want to add a little bit of flavor. I don't want it to be just a plain light gray wall, so we built in a couple of TV screens and a payphone. Now we connect these two remade buildings, and there is an empty alleyway between them that is 12 studs wide. So now it's time to go work on the deli and make it fit this space. So this original build is 14 studs wide, and we got to get it down to 12 to fit it into that gap in the alley between the Sanctum and the Daily Bugle. So here's where we landed with the deli. First thing you'll notice, we flipped it. Originally the door was on the left, but if you look at the layout of the Daily Bugle and the Sanctum, Daily Bugle actually sits back a little bit further, so I thought it made sense to have the door on the right side. And the rest of the outside looks fairly similar. And then we'll see, we made it a little modular on the inside. It looks like very much like a deli. It's still got the ATM in there. and that function where you press on that and the ATM moves. You can see there's a full wall of deli type stuff. So I thought this turned out pretty fun. Now, how this goes in, what we're going to do is just slide this into place between the two buildings. And that's where those magenta tiles are showing. Those are just going to get covered up here. So you set this on the sidewalk and just slide it straight back, and it fits perfect between the buildings. So obviously these buildings are designed to go together in the city, but I also designed it so that you could take it apart still and move these around. See, this still splits. Even though these would be connected, this would still be very awkward, especially if anybody's moved the Daily Bugle around. It is very awkward because it's a little bit top heavy. The Mills plate helps that, but again, just trying to keep it as mobile as possible was one of the goals here. Now the back of the deli ended up kind of ugly, but we added some vegetation there and otherwise kind of added some more details to this backyard area behind these buildings. So here's our finished build, combining the Daily Bugle and the Sanctum Santorum, and then adding in the deli from Miles Morales. And what we've done is created a continuous building across these two modulars, taking out the alley that was between those two buildings. I was pretty happy with how this turned out. I think it's going to look really good once we get it into our city, and more to come soon on that.